Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about doing a sit-up. Yes, an actual sit-up, as in from lying on the floor to sitting all the way up. Sit-ups have had a terrible rap over the past few years, like being called not a good core exercise or mainly a hip flexor exercise, and some people go as far as to be like, they'll make your spine explode. And while there's some truth to the first couple of things that I just said, they really aren't bad for your spine at all. There's no such thing as dangerous movement, just movements that you're not ready for or crappy technique. So I do think that it's important to work up towards sit-ups. It's a really functional exercise. Most of us have to do it every single morning to get up out of bed, and it's something that you don't want to avoid. However, it is quite an advanced core exercise. It's in level 5 of my online program, and it's also in my intermediate program. So you do want to build your way up towards it, including things like crunch variations and debunk variations, other anti-extension exercises. So let's get to how you actually do it. So lying on the floor, it's really, really simple, and you probably know instinctively how to do a sit-up anyway. With your knees slightly bent, you're just going to roll up. So rolling up, so doing a crunch first, and then rolling up from here. As you can see, it's super duper hard to do it from a dead stop, and it's way easier if we get kind of a little bit of momentum going on our arms first. So just getting the weight of my arms moving from overhead to over my legs makes it way, way easier. Notice that you really want to roll up from your chin into a crunch. So I'll just demonstrate. So you really want to roll up from your chin into a crunch and pulling yourself up into the exercise. And you want to work on doing it from as dead a stop as possible, so without momentum, so without sort of throwing yourself into it, because that just takes away from what the abdominal muscles actually have to do. Another little trick for doing that is the further your legs are away, the easier it is to roll up, and then it starts looking like a Pilates roll up. So from here, because my legs are really heavy, it's way easier for me to get moving up from a dead start. And if somebody's holding my legs down, or if my feet are tucked under something, it actually makes it even easier. Okay, so just to see that again. Okay, so that's the easiest variation, and then the closer my legs are to my bum, the harder it's going to get. So that still feels quite easy for me. And then as I bring my legs closer, it gets harder and harder and harder. When you're doing this, you do want to pay attention to what your abdominal muscles are doing. If you recently gave birth, this isn't the best place to start with abdominal exercises. You'll want to start from much, much gentler exercises than this and build your way up to it. So if your tummy muscles are really bulging out in the crunch, they sort of make a big tent and the rectus abdominis jumps up, or if you get pressure coming through the linea alba, this is a way you want to start. A regression of this is the reverse sit-up. So from a sitting position, lowering yourself down slowly. So I'll link that in the description below. And before this, we want to work on a dead bug variation. So doing something like this. And if this is too hard, there's lots and lots and lots of regressions of that exercise to work our way up to sit-ups. But sit-ups can be a really, really great core exercise. You want to build your way up to them. They are quite an advanced exercise, and there are different ways of making it easier and harder, like I mentioned in the video, with your legs further away or closer to your bum. That makes the exercise harder or easier so that you can work your way up. But it is a really great exercise for your abdominal muscles, and it's a functional movement. It's a movement that we all need to do every day. So don't be scared of it. Just pay attention to what your abdominal muscles are doing. If they're bulging out, it's too much and you can't control it, it's too much right now, and you need to regress the movement. But you don't need to be scared of the bulging at all. So that was a sit-up tutorial.